well. Sorry for the clutter in the back. Ninja is moving right now, and we're talking about how home buyers are now catching a break. Things are changing. They're changing fast in the market. Now, this isn't talking about every single town in the United States. Large metropolitan areas are crashing, and they're moving down fast. Inventory is accelerating because of new homes. Small towns like the one that I lived in California, there are only 5 homes on the market. Why? Because of the demographic of the people that own the homes. They are in secure jobs or retired. They don't need to leave. They don't want to give up their 3% mortgage rate. But in the cities, it is now cheaper to rent than buy. That's a big cycle that's going to continue to accelerate. And we're going to start with this story out of Business Insider. And if you want to learn more, I'm doing a less than 24-hour sale. It ends at midnight. $179 for the real estate cycles and crash course. If you don't look at it after 14 days and you say, hey, I've watched less than 50% of it, I don't think this is going to save me 100 times my money, then I'll give you your money back. The link's down below. It says here, this is out of Business Insider, buyers catch a break. More homes on the market are seeing price cuts as sellers get impatient. I think I've told you the story. Just recently, I was looking at a condominium at 1.2 million. It sat on the market, and on day 60, it dropped to 1 million. That is a massive, massive price cut. And that shows you the desperation of some locations around the country where inventory is skyrocketing. The place I'm referring to is in the Lake Tahoe region, and they are getting very nervous because inventory is up 3x in just the last 6 months. It says here, the housing market looks like it's starting to tip in buyers' favor. That's because more homes on the market around the U.S. are seeing price cuts, alleviating some pressures on buyers who have been sidelined by elevated mortgage rates and record high home prices. The number of homes for sale that saw a price cut in August rose to 19.3%, according to Realtor.com data. That's the highest proportion of homes that saw a price reduction during any August in the last 5 years. And 5 years are really important because in 2019, things were looking very bleak, okay? That's why I really want people to understand. And then the flu came out, just like the flu of 1918. And then it is following this crash cycle perfectly. It's just a lot more accelerated. Price cuts were the most concentrated in the West and the Midwest, the firm said, with the number of price reductions rising 3.5% and 3.3% in those regions, respectively. But home prices also fell nationwide, with the U.S. median home price dipping 1.5% to $429,900 last month. I want to remind you of what the Federal Reserve did, and this is very important. The all-time high for the median home price was actually at 482 last January through March. This is very important to note. I did a ton of videos showing those charts out of the St. Louis Fed. They turned around and revised that number to under 400,000. And they said, oh yeah, we screwed up. No, they didn't screw up. They wanted to hide the fact that real estate, the median home price, had fallen over 8% nationwide. Okay, it was already crashing down because places like Florida and Texas and California and New York were taking that price down, and they didn't want anybody knowing about that real estate crisis too early, so they just changed the numbers, these revisions. And then each month for the last 5 months, they said, oh, look, another record high, and no one's understanding that median home price was actually at 482. All right, this is very, very important to note. And if you see these things ahead of time, you know how to prepare yourself because you're not believing the narrative. It said sellers have been more open to cutting asking prices, likely because they are losing patience at their properties as their properties continue to sit on the market, the firm said. The average listing price or listing home spent 53 days on the market before being sold in August, a full week longer than homes sold in August just last year. Remember when we were seeing home selling was happening within 7 days. It was just record-breaking pace. Now we're at 50 days. When you cross over that 2-month mark, watch how panicked sellers get. Home buying conditions have loosened up for buyers over the last year, largely due to more supply slowly making its way to the market. Active home listings surged 36% last month, notching their highest level since the pandemic, Realtor.com said. Demand, meanwhile, has faded in some key metros like Miami, Austin, where 2 bedrooms that saw a surge of buying during the pandemic, prices have dropped as much as 11% in the past year. 11% in 1 year. This is massive. It's going to flow through to hedge fund earnings. It's going to flow through into Wall Street's earnings. And watch as these next couple of quarters, come closer, you're going to see this data come out, and then it's going to be an all-out panic. This is why you want to be prepared for this. Type 1 if you're getting ready for this or foaming at the mouth, excited that this is coming. It says here, the 2024 housing market has clearly been less frenzied than in prior years. That's a direct quote from someone that works at realtor.com. Look, if you want to take advantage of this, I'm doing a less than 24-hour sale on the real estate crash and cycles course. $179 is down below. And I'm not joking. I have students that have saved tens of thousands of dollars already on their first purchase or their current purchases because they understand the cycles. They understand when to move in, when to move out of these out of real estate. And quite frankly, nobody is teaching this. And I'm going to say, if you've watched the course 50%, no more than 50% within 14 days, say, Ninja, this isn't going to change my life, I'll give you your money back. Where else can you get that kind of opportunity? All right, with that being said, I thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel and supporting me. I really appreciate it. The Economic Ninja, Real Estate Ninja, is out.